So, but I am recording as well now. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, welcome to the League of Women Voters Manatee County Candidate Forum. I am Felicia Jett, and I am a board member and the membership committee chair of the League of Women Voters Manatee County. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan public policy organization that encourages informed and active participation in government. The League has both women and men as members. The League does not support or oppose any candidate or party. This presentation is being recorded and will be posted on the League of Women Voters Manatee County website and Manatee Educational Television website. Reference can be made to it and it can be posted or shown in its entirety. However, it is the property of the League of Women Voters, and partial showing or posting cannot be used without written permission of the League of Women Voters, Manatee County. The Manatee County District 2 school board candidates are James T. Golden, Sharon Jefferson, Margi Nanney, Cindy Spray, and J.T. White. Today's candidate forum rules call for civility on the part of both candidates and the audience. The hallmark of democracy is the willingness of our community to treat each other with courtesy and respect. It is in that spirit that we are here this afternoon to engage in a vital part of our democratic process, a civilized discussion of the important issues that confront our communities. Candidates will have 1 minute to answer a question, and at the end of the program, they will have 1 minute for their closing statement. Kelly Ford is the timekeeper, and a bell will ring when the minute is up. When the bell rings, finish your statement, candidates, and move on to the next candidate. We will alternate which candidate goes first in answering a question, and at the end of the forum, the candidates will be giving 1 minute for a closing and to appeal for your vote. We ask that all candidates speak only for themselves and not provide any insight into their opponent's position. There will be no rebuttals. Before we start, Margi Nanney was scheduled to attend the forum and now has an unavoidable conflict. We have agreed to read a short statement. Public education faces many challenges. I am an experienced leader who can navigate those waters. Superintendent Breslin's team has made great strides, but the journey to becoming an A school district requires stronger board voices willing to make tough decisions. Taxpayers demand fiscal accountability for each tax dollar of the district's gargantuan $1.7 billion budget. The money must be lean at the top and heavy in the classroom. So teachers have every tool required to provide all students with equal educational opportunities. Stakeholders demand and must have safe schools, full transparency, and open communication. We must market the unique qualities of our schools so parents choose us first. I care about student well-being and teaching basic life skills. Each child should be exposed to robust extracurricular activities that lead to career paths. Some will be doctors and some will fix cars. Both are equally important. With 40 years in Manatee County, I have deep community roots and a record for getting positive things done. I've seen the district from the eyes of a mother, a teacher, and an administrator, and a volunteer. My career background in the private sector and school district have prepared me for this leadership journey. Thank you. And that was a short statement from Margi Nanney. Candidates, shall we get started? So, Our first question will go to Sharon, Dr. Candidate Jefferson. This is a two-part question. Why are you running for the District 2 school board seat is the first part. And the second part is, why should we vote for you? Candidate Jefferson, you're muted.
Candidate Jefferson, she was frozen and logged out.
Okay, we will come back to her. Let's go to Candidate Spray.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank the league for doing this. It takes a lot of people to get something like this going. I don't know what the question is. I guess the same question you had asked Miss Jefferson.
Yes.
So, okay. Why am I running? To continue the momentum of Manatee School District that we have established over the past 3.5 years. Our grades have gone up. My goal when I got on the board was to get our reading and math scores and at least to the level 3 or higher to 50% and higher. And that's what we have done. I saw things in the district that wasn't working well, and we had to make some hard decisions to make some changes. And one of those changes was the superintendent. Since the superintendent and this board, who has actively worked with her over the last 9 months, has increased all of our measurables from PM1 to PM3 year over year. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go back to Candidate Jefferson. I believe she re-entered. It appears that she is still frozen. So I am going to move on to Candidate White.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to the league for having me, invite me to this. I appreciate it. Why I'm running for school board for this seat is because I know I can see that our children have been at a grave disadvantage, and it is because of the technology, a cognitive disadvantage. They're not able to build the proper skills that they need in order to pass school, be proficient in these math and reading areas. And after that, they are not proficient in these when they go on to live life outside of high school. There has been an influx of professors who say that the children, those students are coming into college with no grasp of basic middle school proficiency in reading or math. So I definitely see a grave injustice going on with our children when it comes to their cognition, and I'm here to change that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will go back and get Candidate Jefferson. You are muted.
And thank you for having this candidate forum. Hear me?
Yes.
Can you? Okay, thank you. Okay, while I am running, I am an educator over 26 years in Manatee County schools. I have been involved in the community. I am, as we all are, about the opportunities that our children have to be able to learn. And so it's my goal to extend my service as I have done outside of the classroom, to continue to work with the community, families, and focus. I believe that my educational background, my experience, my participation in the community has afforded me the opportunities to be able to focus on the solutions, focus on the problems. I am proven in my leadership. I am proven as a highly qualified educator, which is what I want for all of our children, especially in District 2, where there is the most need. And so I am here to continue to advocate and extend my service to continue making a difference for our children.
Time, yeah. I don't think you can hear the bell.
Okay, if the candidates can be mindful that there's a little timer up in your right hand. I have no control over the volume of the beep. It will not let me make it any louder. So I apologize for that, but everyone gets 1 minute to speak.
Thank you. We will move on to the second question. We will start with candidate Spray, and the question is, what is your education background and work experiences? You are muted, candidate Spray.
Education background is I attended Indiana University where I studied, started out with psychology and got into the accounting field because I could see the need that numbers is the rule to everything. You can read, you can do all of those other things, but it all comes back to numbers. So I went into the accounting profession, and that led me into manufacturing or corporate America, you might say, into running payroll, accounts payable, purchasing, capital projects, and so on, and managing teams to repair things in our facilities, up to offering suggestions to the leadership team that made impactful differences in saving funds and time for the production of our products.
Thank you. Candidate Jefferson, same question. You are muted.
I just unmuted my educational background. Can you?
Yes, I can hear you. The question is, what is your education background and work experiences?
Okay. I have a bachelor's degree in social sciences, a master's degree in curriculum and instruction, special degree in education, doc, as both for over 26 years of education in Manatee County, including working with the district as an instructional specialist to provide instructional support for our Title I schools. So that experience has enabled me to be a support for our students, our teachers, and our parents. Okay. And so I am here to continue to use experience as well as my educational background in curriculum and instruction. I do say with all confidence that I'm very, very knowledgeable about curriculum, instructional strategies, and support specifically for students in Title I schools, which has been my lifelong commitment and my service.
Time.
Thank you. Candidate White, you are muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My educational background starts in Manatee County, elementary, middle, and high school here. I studied mass communications at HCC. After that, I went into what I studied, and that was radio. My communication skills will show through that. Now, as far as school is concerned, I've worked in different schools, a lot of them in District 2, as a computer tech and as an EBD, an EBD unit para. I have also been the general manager of a company called Answernet, which is one of the largest telecommunications companies in the United States. I oversaw 30 different agents. I don't like to say employees, 30 agents, some of them in different states. So I had agents in California, had agents in Louisiana, had agents in different time zones than I was in, and I had to do a lot. 1 minute, thank you.
Thank you. The next question, we will start with candidate Jefferson. Describe your public service and community involvement and the leadership positions you have held. Candidate Jefferson. We would move on to candidate Spray.
My involvement with the community is very vast. I'm strongly involved in the foster care network. I belong to 2 different boards that serves the foster care network. I also volunteer quite often at Feeding Empty Little Tummies in the parish or in the Palmetto region. I also do a lot of work with veterans. I belong to a veterans committee where we raise money to help build smart homes. It's kind of like a small scale tunnels to tower, but it's more of a little local effort through the Elks Club that I belong to. I also there's so many different things. It's just what leadership do you really want to focus on? And it's mostly what I focus on is anything that serves kids, anything. I help organize backpack things in the fall. Sorry, there's my minute. It goes fast.
Thank you, candidate Spray.
Sure.
Candidate White, same question.
I've been in leadership ever since I was the age of 13 when Mr. Morrell at the Bradenton Boys and Girls Club made me one of his LITs, a leader in training. I've been definitely working with children since that, and my leadership in my community work as a media personality, one of the largest media personalities in the area. I've been able to have backpack drives, free skating events for the children, bike giveaways, all these different types of things without a 501c3 or getting any grant money funneled into me or the event that I wanted to put into. I took the money from my own pocket and other individuals with me, and we did that for the children without anything in return. So that's definitely a lot that I do in the community, and I'm in the community, dealing with the community, talking to the community every day of the week, not on one day at anywhere specific. I'm there every day of the week, all through District 2. Thank you.
Thank you. Is candidate Jefferson back in the forum?
No, she's logged out.
Okay, thank you.
Here.
We will go on to the next question.
Here.
Candidate White.
And on a phone.
I'm sorry. Candidate White. It is believed by many that donors are motivated by perceived access to the elected officials they donate to. How will you assure us that you will only make decisions in the best interest of the school district and not be influenced by special interests or a particular vendor?
Well, because
Second part of the question is, what factors will you insist the district use to select materials, contractors, vendors, and providers of services?
Okay, a minute. Well, can you repeat the first part of the question? I did not get after I listened to the second part.
How will you assure us that you will only make decisions in the best interest of the school district and not be influenced by special interests or a particular vendor?
Gotcha. So the only special interests that make my day run are the special interests of these children, teachers, and administrators, and anyone else in the school system. No one else's special interests I don't care about their special interests. If their special interest does not have anything to do with the advancement and the exceptional achievement of these children in Manatee County, whether they be in 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 district. It does not matter. My special interest lies with the children. I don't care about any type of money. You can't buy me especially when it comes to the kids. Materials and all of the stuff from the second question, you definitely have to source the best product, but make sure that you're being fiscally responsible and not have so oh, we want this to be so pretty, but it costs $19 million. No, it doesn't. We get a minute and a half. I'm sorry.
Thank you. We will now go to candidate Jefferson. I see she is back.
Yes, and once again, I apologize. I had to move locations. So I hope this is more stable. Can you repeat the question, please? The one that I need to answer.
It's a two-part question. It is
Okay.
believed by many that donors are motivated by perceived access to the selected officials they donate to. How will you assure us that you will only make decisions in the best interest of the school district and not be influenced by special interest or a particular vendor? Second part question is, what factors will you insist the district use to select materials, contractors, vendors, and providers of services?
Okay, so throughout my work in the community, most people that know me know that I advocate for the best, what is best for children. And I can't be bought, I can't be bribed. My focus will always be on what those students need. As far as materials are concerned, I have been on district committees where we had to select materials, instructional materials, and I would always advocate for making sure that the materials that our teachers use to teach our children will be balanced as far as education is concerned, to make sure that those materials are appropriate for the needs of our children. We do have situations where we have vendors wanting to influence purchases. I experienced that as a Title I specialist, but we will always make the right decisions to make sure we're giving what is appropriate for the needs of our children.
Thank you, candidate Jefferson. Candidate Spray, same question.
Sure. As far as donors and where you get your donations from and having access, I've been on this board for 3.5 years, and anyone in this community has never asked me for a favor in return or even suggest that I do something that would help their business. To me, conversations with those individuals has been, what can you do to help our students? And that's the conversations I've had with all of the people who build around in our community. And those people who are building are providing critical services for us and to our community in light of jobs. So I look at that way. As far as services to and who provides services, that is a decision that we go through every time, through every line item on the agenda that I review extensively.
Thank you. We will go to the next question, and we will start with candidate Spray. As a school board member, overseeing a multi-million-dollar budget and setting appropriate and lawful school board policy is a primary function. What have you done to prepare to do this?
I have looked at policy and financing long before I got on the board. I served on the Citizens Financial Oversight Committee for the 1 mil, and that's where you got the real deep inside look when that board was 18 members and ran by several respected community leaders. That's where you go in and you dive into what the policy matches to the finances. And you look at the policy and how those finances are used in the different categoricals that you're allowed to use them for. We're actually going through the budget process now. We did a overview yesterday at a workshop for the capital funding and also for operations. So every time there's a line item on agenda, I look at what our policy says and what our funding matches that policy, and goes all the way back to even the new strategic plan that we're working on right now.
Thank you. Candidate White, same question.
I don't know what the actual policy is right now as far as the budget. If they have anyone outside of the school system or even outside of Manatee County come and audit anything that has to do with the budget. I've heard a lot of superintendents and school board members speak the same way, but at the end of the 4 years by the time they were supposed to be reelected, there's $12 million missing or such and such amount of million dollars missing or misappropriated. So definitely outside entities coming to audit us and what we're doing with the budget is, I think, mandatory in order to let the citizens know that we're doing the responsible thing with their dollars and it's super transparent. I definitely would look at the technology and the programs that we are spending money on because there are a lot of them that are unnecessary and ineffective.
Thank you. Candidate Jefferson, same question. You are muted.
Thank you. So I believe that the budget definitely should be looked at line item by line item with respect to what type of resources and supports are going directly into our schools. And so I would be curious to find out how top heavy the district is and whether or not there could be more resources, monies, to make sure that our children have what they need in our schools. So especially with the threat of reduction to federal programs, it's going to be very crucial for the district to be able to make sure that they are being very cautious on how they spend their money to make sure that we don't leave any kids uncared for, that we are meeting all of their educational, their social, emotional needs. So I would say making sure that with the budget definitely needs to continue to prioritize our students, especially with those with the most need.
Thank you. Next question. And we will start with Candidate White. What do you see as the greatest challenges for Manatee County's public schools and why? And there's a two-part. And as a board member, how will you help to meet these challenges?
The greatest challenges that I've been experiencing are leadership ignoring teachers, students, and the administration in Manatee County. There has been a lot of ignoring of people and their concerns and issues. That is one of the biggest challenges that we have, and that's been historically in Manatee County. What I would do, I listen attentively. I make sure that I am hearing people because a lot of times there are things that you cannot do, but people want to be heard. And when they are ignored by their school board members, they don't feel heard, and that brings the morale down. And we don't need that in Manatee County. We need high achieving everything from school board members to superintendents to teachers to students.
Thank you. Candidate Jefferson, same question.
As a teacher, and let me say this, a couple of days ago, I ran into a former school board member and I asked her, what advice do you have? And she said to listen to teachers. And so I'm here today asking you all to listen to me as a teacher. And what I feel is the more pressing need right now in our schools is for them to be stabilized. Ever since COVID, we've had destabilizations. We had children who are coming in behind grade level. And we also have a problem retaining and recruiting and retaining qualified teachers. And so our focus needs to be on stabilizing the school environment, making sure that we have qualified teachers in all of our schools, making sure that the schools have everything that they need to thrive. And when we have that, we will have the morale boosting. What is that they are overwhelmed.
Thank you. Candidate Spray.
Okay. I think the biggest challenge is more the effects that social media has on our children and the behaviors that they bring into the classroom. That puts more stress on our teachers. It takes away from their learning capabilities for the students, and it's just a huge distraction. How to fix that? I don't believe that we have a huge gap in relationships between teachers and staff. I've been on the board, I get emails, I'm approachable. I know that there are issues. We're the biggest employer here. We're the biggest entity in the county. We're not perfect, but we address every problem as they come to us in a professional and decent way that will resolve any issue that comes before us. But I believe the biggest thing is the behavioral and the social media.
Thank you. Next question. And we will start with candidate Jefferson. The school board must follow statutes and Board of Education rules. The school board also advocates for Florida's legislative priorities. Which 2 or 3 state level priorities would you choose to advocate for on behalf of the district and why?
Two legislative priorities. So we're, just for clarification, we're talking about priorities that are coming from the state legislature or federal government?
Well, it says the school board also advocates for Florida's legislative priorities.
Okay.
So
Well,
here's an example, if needed. The district advocacy on early start times or schools of hope.
Okay. Well, as far as schools with hope, that is something that, if the state mandates it, I would support the school district in making sure that there won't be a need for schools of hope in our schools. We have many organizations in our community that can share that space, that have the same goals that we have as a district, to eliminate us having outside people coming in and disturbing the school culture and the school environment. As I said before, with the reduction in federal programs, this would be an opportunity for the district to be able to partner with community organizations, allow them to come into our schools and take up space to be able to provide services for our children.
Thank you. Candidate Spray.
Advocacy starts not only at the state and federal, it starts at the local level. And that's what it's a holistic approach. You advocate for what you need at a local if it's a person building a community and we need to put a school in that community. So you're advocating for what they can do for us there. Then you're advocating at the state level, which we have done. One big project that we advocated for was the MTC aviation building out by the airport. That's a need for aviation mechanics. We found that and we got that. The others is fulfill federal grants, the commitment to the IDEA grant. We were promised that all districts in the country would get 40% funding for individuals with disability, the IDEA grant. We have not got that. It's more like the 16%. In some cases, it's a little higher in other states. We're at around 16%. So we're advocating 40 for 40% by 2040. And there are many, many others I advocate for.
Thank you. Candidate White.
Definitely want to start with, I do not support schools of hope. Not 1 second. I will speak against the schools of hope, the legislation, even the thought of it at any moment that I can. Start times. I've heard Mr. Clark, I believe it was, speak on the reasoning of not changing or adjusting school start times. And I think I agree with that. Um, but the schools of hope thing, that is something that I do not at all for 1 second enjoy, endorse, support, or anything, because I understand what the schools of hope are and what they are going to do. And what they are going to do is target District 2 schools to take over. And I do not want that to happen. Do not want to see that happen in Manatee County. They should just stick with whatever they're doing.
Thank you. So the next question has 3 questions, and we will start with candidate White. What are some unique characteristics of the schools in your district? What challenges do they face? And how can you, as a school board member, assist in meeting the challenges?
Unique characteristics. I would like to start with Johnson K through 8. That is a very unique school, being that I believe it is the only middle school that has an IB program. And I think that is wonderful for our high achievers. For, say, we'll say Rogers. One great thing about Rogers is how close they are to each other in the community. It's a very communal school. I worked there, and I knew all of the parents, most of the parents, like 90% of the parents that worked there, and they all stayed in the same community, which was really beautiful because it gave the children a chance to play outside, play inside, and really build that chemistry with each other. What I would do to help continue that would allow these schools to be in their
Thank you, candidate White. Candidate Jefferson, same question.
Okay.
Questions.
So for one, the Johnson IB Middle Years program, I just wanted to point out that I was on the team of 5 teachers that began that program. And so because of our training and our certifications, it was that team that made Johnson the IB Middle Years program and the first one in the district. So thank you for bringing that up, Mr. White. Also Manatee Elementary School. I love their history. They just celebrated 100 years. So just very rooted. They've had some great administrators over the years that they just celebrated as well. I love Rogers Elementary School in that particular community. For over the last couple of years, I had the privilege of being able to live in the community with a little reading room. And so I got a chance to partner with Rogers Gardens and work and provide services for the parents, teachers, and the parents and the students. Sorry.
Thank you, candidate Jefferson. Candidate Spray.
I think District 2 has so many unique qualities. I don't think I could get it all in 1 minute. Lincoln, we have partnered with Turning Points and we have services up there for that. We are going to put a new Soaring 4 lab at Tillman that I have been advocating forever for services north of the river to help our students. Rogers and Ballard. The new PAL facility that's going to be built is going to support that community so much with everything that they're doing. The new city park that's going right in between Ballard and Rogers, and that's going to be such a great opportunity for our students as well. Talk about the IB program. We have IB at Johnson and at Southeast. We have FFA. We have so many great programs in our schools. The ACE program at Palmetto High. There's just so many great things going on in our district.
Thank you, candidate Spray. We will go to the next question, and we will start with candidate White. The district prides itself in having hardened all of the schools for maximum security. Do you believe this level of security is appropriate and why?
You know, when they first introduced those metal detectors inside of the school, I was opposed to it. Now that I have actually, gone through, I think they've been there for a year or two, maybe, and I've gone to my son's school and actually seeing how they work and where you are when you walk into them. I love them. I think it's definitely great security. It gives the parents a sense of safety for their children, and I think that it should continue. I have no problem with those.
Thank you. Candidate Spray.
I was a huge advocate for security in our schools. After the Parkland, I called for a security meeting so we could get an update on what was going on down there, what was lacking. And as a team, we came up with the idea of the Evolve system. I think it's been wonderful. I drive through our community all the time, hardening our gates. If you actually look at Ballard, it had a arm gate. Now I think it has a slide gate when you approach into that school. And when the community comes together like we are around Rogers with LECOM, the City Park and POW, the hardening of Rogers is one of my things that I want to focus on. I believe we have the best security in the whole state. A matter of fact, our security director has given talks about how well we are secured at our schools.
Thank you, Candidate Spray. Candidate Jefferson.
Like Mr. White, I was opposed to the security systems because I am against any mirroring of the criminal justice system in our schools. But I've grown to appreciate it. I think our parents and our children feel safe, and that is what matters. I feel safe as a teacher every day. I am also more concerned about the threat that is happening inside the school. I'm concerned about the news that we continue to hear about people who are supposed to be professionals working side by side with our children and harming our children. So I think that it's important for the district to do a better job to make sure that we are screening individuals. We should not have people who are a red flag in any shape or form coming onto our school campuses being a threat to our children. We need to raise the standard and make sure that we keep our children's safety a priority.
Thank you. So at this point, we will go to the 1-minute closing, and we will start with Candidate Jefferson.
There's been a lot of talk about people running for office and they have not been seen in the community. I hear that all the time on social media. Where have you been? We've never seen you. Well, I am the candidate that has been seen, not only been seen, but been present and been active with throughout the community, making sure that I'm advocating, supporting parents and students, helping parents to feel empowered as well to make sure that they can advocate for themselves and their children. So I am here today as an extension of my work. I'm wanting to come out of the classroom, not because I'm going to make a lot more money, because we know that's not a fact, but for me to be able to do more to make sure that every child has what they need so that they can succeed. And so please vote for me, Dr. Sharon Jefferson for Manatee County School Board District 2. I am proven. Listen to the teacher.
Thank you. Candidate Spray.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have proven myself as a board member over the last 3.5 years what leadership looks like. It's multifaceted. You need to have basically a corporate background to run the finances, whether your money is from the government or from a business background. It's still numbers. The customer is the students. The customer is the teachers. The customer is everybody in this community. We are here to develop students to become citizens, productive citizens that will contribute to our communities and be workers for our employers. It's all about academic performance. This, supporting families and students, and it's advocating for, the charter schools. We have more charter schools in District 2 than anyone else. I established the safety over secrets, the reading coaches in every classroom school. That's what I advocate for. Vote
Thank
for
you.
Cindy Spray.
Thank you. Candidate White.
First of all, thank you again, League of Women Voters, for having me. I think that everything that Sharon, Ms. Jefferson just said, Dr. Jefferson just said, and Ms. Spray just said, I embody. I'm in the community every day. I'm of the community. I am District 2. I have exceptional leadership qualities and abilities. I have proven that in my time in corporate America. And I am someone that is relatable to the rest of the individuals that will be voting and to the community. I know these people. We speak every day of the week. I know what they need. I know what the concerns and the issues are, and I know how to attack and address them. I am an exceptional speaker. I am an exceptional thinker. I am an exceptional doer, actually executing a plan. And I think that I am the most exceptional candidate for in this race, and the person that you should vote for District 2. Vote JT White, JT White for schoolboard.com.
Thank you. And on behalf of the League of Women Voters, we thank yous go out to Sharon Jefferson, Cindy Spray, and JT White for participating, and to all of you for attending this virtual candidate forum. Today's discussion offered voters valuable insight to help make thoughtful, informed choices in the upcoming election. The League is hosting forums for most primary races at the federal, state, and county levels. To view the full schedule, register for upcoming events, and share nonpartisan resources with friends and neighbors, please visit the League of Women Voters of Manatee County website at lwvmanatee.org. Thank you. And you can stop the recording.